Embedding Indigenous perspectives in the curriculum, particularly in the mathematics field, is crucially important. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people have their own form of mathematical teachings, methods, and practices. When reviewing these, it is often seen that there are many political correctnesses which cause wrongdoings in its recognition. When reviewing Australian Aboriginal mathematics, we can explore the connection and representations that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders have with number and number patterns, and how each of these aspects relate to their Indigenous culture. Mathematics has been a part of the Australian Indigenous culture for many numbers of decades, and mathematics has been used as a calculation, recording system, and as well as numeration. Truths, facts, science exploration was as well as rationalism were the pursuits of the most primitive men in the country of Australia. This was a vital note when knowing that several studies focus on the importance of mathematics in Indigenous culture in the Indigenous country. The Australian Aboriginal numerosity counting systems have been greatly impacted by the European invasion into Aboriginal lands. When the Aboriginal people took interest into the rationalism and the Western thinking of numeral problem solving. The traditional numerical system in Indigenous culture has terms for numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. In 2008, the reconciliation process of Aboriginal traditional mathematical systems, such as the Australian Aboriginal numerosity counting system, within modern mathematics was started. In 2009, the Australian Association of Mathematical Teachers helped progress this process of reconciliation. They did this through a great extent of allowing children from Indigenous cultural backgrounds to study modern mathematics with influence of Aboriginal numerosity systems. The Australian Aboriginal numerosity and counting systems were seen to be the building tools of survival as well as important to interpreting the views of the world after influence of Western culture. These were the two most important applications of mathematics in the Indigenous community. Not being limited to this, but it also spread out navigation-related works and understandings. The numerosity system was used for reasoning, spatial, and visual calculations that related to activities like hunting and fishing, or even the cultivation of agricultural activities. The mathematics has been used in the Indigenous culture of Australia for decades, and the application of this became more important as evolution and the incorporation of Western mathematics was introduced. Considering this, we can say that in the Torres Strait Islander cultures and the Aboriginal cultures, according to Australian anthropologists, there are a strong foundation between mathematics and binary systems. This wasn't directed into the formation of proper educational systems in the culture, and it was kind of lost after the European invasion of Aboriginal lands. After this information and looking at the data, we can see how the Aboriginal number system has formatted a part of literature and Aboriginal culture which can adopt and adapt to westernized cultural development. This is evident through the European civilization, and we can see how Indigenous Aboriginals have progressed towards these stages of development, accompanied with different organisations, such as the Australian Association of Mathematics Teachers Incorporation, in aims to form a reconciliation and the recognition of Aboriginal number systems and approaches, and try to bring that into westernized approaches and methods in the classroom, while also gaining relevance in the Australian curriculum of mathematics.